Everybody, welcome back to the Leveled Up Life podcast. It's Branamier, Courtney, as always, with my main man, Paul McClain.
Let's go.
In the studio. It's been a while, bro.
It has been, man.
It's been a long time. I feel like it has been a long time.
Well, we've been doing some throwbacks. And by the way, the throwbacks, I watched one of them. I was like, man, there's a lot of value there. And,
100%.
I had a lot of people reach out like, man, that was so great. I didn't even know that was a topic that you guys discussed because most people, just like Instagram, they don't scroll back like after 2 days, let alone 7 months.
Yeah.
So.
Or if you do scroll back, it's kind of creepy if you go back that far. But not when it comes to the podcast. I actually got a text this morning from someone. It's like, hey, I listened to episode number 9 and I just got so much value from it, took a ton of notes. So hey, maybe that's a word for you today. Go back and man, listen to all the things we've been talking about. I think we're in over a year.
Yeah,
we're not even keeping track, but
I think episode 80 something maybe.
Man, we've been getting after this thing for a while. Listen, our heart is to help you level up in all the areas that matter most to us. And hopefully they matter the most to you, whether that's your faith, your family, your fitness, your finance, your franchise. Today, we just want to talk about some life lessons, really. We've been doing a lot of traveling, super busy, man. It's like the fourth quarter magic, bro. Time to get after it. But really, I want to just unpack some thoughts with you. You recently went on a trip, got around a ton of great leaders, not only in business, but faith, just every area. It's one thing to get around a bunch of guys who are so like-minded, who are going after the call of God on their life. In massive, significant ways. And whenever you're in environments like that, man, you cannot help but come back with more vision, like with more faith, with more hope, with more courage, with more wisdom. And so I just want to kind of unpack some of the lessons that you learned when you're out in Colorado, man.
That's true, man. Well, it's like the scripture says, iron sharpens iron, right? Yeah. And man, you come back from those events and that time together, and you just feel so much sharper, right? Mm-hmm. And in every area of your life, like, okay, I need to be a little bit better in my marriage. I need to be better with my kids. And like you just start unpacking and really kind of sit back and reflect, and you come out with more, I think, hope and also dedication to go out there and actually do the thing that needs to be done to kind of move it in the right direction. I know for myself, I did. I know you were in one in San Diego, the same kind of thing. And man, it just reminded me of like how God created us to do community together. I love what you say with the church. It's like, this isn't just a one-time event. It's a community that you're bringing together, and I see that, and that's such a beautiful thing to make true impact. Is just bring impactful people together, or even somebody that wants to make an impact, but they're like not feeling like they've got the right environment or things going on, or they're just kind of doubtful. Well, man, get around some people that are really faith-filled that can kind of speak into that. But man, we went on this. I want to kind of pack this. It'll be fun to kind of go through like a practical story that I think has a lot of lessons in it. And by the way, like, I would just implore you as you go through each and every day, like there's so many lessons in one day, but we get so caught being busy and just moving that we don't even see them, right? Lessons that become unnoticed. And the one thing that I try to do, and I don't do a good enough job at it, but is slowing down and like saying, hey, what did today teach me? Like, what did I love? What did I learn? I do it with the kids probably more frequently than I actually honestly do it with myself. But I'll ask the kids as a way to connect, like, hey, what did you learn today? Like, what was a lesson? And it's not like they learned how to go do 2 + 2. I'm trying to teach them, like, did you learn, like, how important it is to, like, control your emotions? Did you learn how great it was when you said yes to your mom opposed to saying no? Like, did you learn something that kind of reinforces our mission and our values? And like, did you learn, like, when you were nice to somebody that they were nice back? Like, what did you learn, right? And so as I sat back and we talked about it, you're like, dude, what did you take from it? I was like, man, this hike we went on, I want to kind of really break it down from start to finish. And there's so many great lessons in this that I think are applicable for everybody that's watching today. The first thing was this. So the first thing was we had not really a structured schedule. It was pretty fluid. Yeah. I think it was which was great. It was like about connecting, going deep fast with people, which by the way, that was a big takeaway I took was like go deep fast with people.
Skip the small talk.
Yeah, skip the small talk, get to a place of significance with that individual. But they did have one structured thing. It was shooting. Right, like go pigeon shooting, which I don't know about you, but like that just sounds like a great time. Yeah. I want to go shoot a gun for sure.
White boy activities.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's why I wore my camo shirt, man. So I wore my I
did recognize that, dude. Hold on. So you came back, you were telling the story about Hawaii, and you were wearing a Hawaii shirt, didn't even know it. Yeah. And now you're talking about rifle shooting and pigeon shooting.
God's got a plan and a purpose, even though you can't see it.
Just, come on, somebody.
It just shows up and smacks you, and you didn't even know how I got there. But hey, so they were like, all right, we're gonna go shooting. Brad's like, hey, there's way too many of you guys.
Yeah.
Like,
with pigeon shooting, that's where they go pool and you shoot the pigeons there.
He's like, with all due respect, like this is gonna be way too long, and So there's that. You know, it's almost like, does anybody else want to do something different? And this one guy, Mike, he's like, hey man, let's go hike. Now we went on a morning walk that morning, and it was called their beginner's hike. It was kind of like just like a walk on incline.
Yeah.
It was decent.
Like at 2 degrees.
But it was decent. I mean, we went up, good view. It was decent.
Sounds like my type of hike.
But yeah, there was, everybody was like, I'm in on that. And then there was a medium, and then there was like an advance, right? This guy Mike's like, hey, who wants to do the advanced hike? And I'm like, I kind of still want to shoot. I don't know if I want to do that. And then another guy, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, dude, I haven't worked out. That'd probably be a better option for me physically to go like do that. Mentally, be accomplished, something, climb a mountain, like do like that's probably a better option. And then another guy's like, hey, I'll do it. Another guy said he'll do it. By the time there was 3, I was like, all right, I'm in, right? And just reminding me of like, remember that video back in the day? It was called like the 3 nuts. Like it was like, once you get like 3 or 4 people together, it creates a movement, and then more and more people want to do it. And that's kind of what it was. The 2, I was like, no. But once there was 3, I was like, all right.
It's like the guy on the hill that starts dancing. Yes. He just dances by himself, and at first he's like, and then he looks crazy. It's like, dude, this guy's a weirdo. And then someone else joins him. There's 2 people dancing.
And 2 crazies.
And there's 2 crazies. And then there's like 5. Then
and
there's like
you're
10.
the crazy one.
Yeah, and then everyone's dancing. If you're not, you're like, what are you doing? You're missing the whole party.
Yeah, so the first thing it made me realize is like, man, you want to put yourself around people. There's more nutty people like you out there that want more in their life, even if you're like looking at your circumstance situation, like most don't. You're right, most don't, but there's a couple, and if you could put yourself in those environments with those people, it'll bring out the next best option for you as well. Because that was my best option. I had to get around enough people to say, all right, they're gonna do it, he's gonna do it. Yeah, me too. I'll do it too, right?
It's that power of positive peer pressure. Like getting around the right people that are willing to do the right things. It's like whenever you sit around a dinner table, everyone's like, who's going to pray? And everyone's looking at each other. Yeah. It's like you all are capable of praying, but like one person's got to step up and do it, you know? And it's just like, all right, let's roll, baby. So keep going.
So number 2 was we started on this hike. This is an advanced hike, by the way.
Let's go.
Right, so
I want to drop that in there.
Well, 2 of the guys there, they were like, want to just like hike some like crazy huge mountain. Like I can't remember where it was, but he's like, yeah, it's like one of the biggest ones.
Right.
And he said, what about you, man? I was like, I mean, I got a couple of hills that are my office. I'll go running. And like I'll jog up those hills. And so
you're more like a Ritz-Carlton, beach type of guy.
Yeah, like
with like a nice run like around
incline, they call it a hike.
The cliffs.
Yeah. I'm more of a view kind of guy.
Yeah.
So what I realized is I told the guy, I said, man, it's gonna be hot because he missed the beginning hike. It was hot in the beginner's hike. I was like, bro, it's gonna be hot. But he had packed like a sweater and a jacket and all this stuff, and made me realize as we got like 20% into the hike, he started throwing all his stuff off. He's like, dude, it's way too hot. He was letting it go. And a lot of times when we sit and we think too long, we bring things on the journey to our next level in life that really are not necessary or needed. And so it's like, just get moving.
Yeah.
Because we were going to leave just as we were, but a couple wanted to go back to the room and grab a couple things just in case.
Right.
And the just in case, for one, took time away from actually starting the hike sooner. And it was things that they had to leave on the mountain while they actually got going in the first place. Unpack that.
Dude, carrying way too much baggage. I think people overthink like the destination, or they think it's going to be different than what it actually is, but you don't know until you go.
Yeah.
Right. So you start walking and you realize, man, I don't need this jacket. I wore the wrong shoes. I wore the wrong gear. And it's like, man, if you just would have took off and figured it out on the way, which is where most of the life lessons are learned, is on the way. Like you think you know, but you don't really know until you go, right? And so
I like that, dude. You don't know until you go.
It's true, man. I think so many people get stuck in like the phase of analyzing, and they start going, man, what if it is too hot? What if it is too cold? What if it's like, what if there's a bear? What if there's a deer? Like, what do we do if all these things come up? Well, it's like, you don't know what's going to happen until you actually go, or you're going with people who have been there before. Yeah. Right. And so I just think sometimes you can overpack a lot of things. And then what happens is, as you're on the journey, you're carrying on to things that you brought with you that you didn't even have to bring with you. But now you're in a place where like you're carrying extra weight, and it's so unnecessary. So you have 2 options. You can either let it go, or you can carry the extra weight, which is going to slow you down from reaching your destination. Yeah. Right. And so I guess you can apply that to many different areas of life. It's like, I think back when we started the church, it's like if I would have thought through all the different things that, I would have needed in year 2, year 3, year 4, then I would have never started in year 1, and we would have missed the momentum. That makes sense? Yeah. And so it's like, I don't know. There's a lot there, but
it's like it's not worth the wait.
No.
It's like, dude, Tosh, my wife does this. Like, we'll go on a trip, and she's like, what if it's like super cold, or what if it's kind of cold?
Yeah,
what if
yeah.
it's like hot? What if it's super hot? And like, dude, we'll have like 17 baggages like
sure.
full of stuff just in case, right?
Right.
Like, what if they get really hungry on the way there? But what if they don't want chips, but they want fruit? Before we know, I've got like 17
Well, it's
bags
like-
of
yeah,
food
it's
as
like-
well on a 4-hour drive.
We just went to the Dominican Republic a month ago, and I had 87,000 protein bars just in case the food was poison out there, right? So we could eat for the week. And so I think so many people, and I was carrying that backpack just full of snacks that I didn't even eat. I brought home, but it's like I carried that whole backpack for 4 days, which is totally unnecessary. And so many people do that in life, right?
Like, even if you got out there and you had to be a little bit hungry, that's actually a better trade-off than carrying unnecessary weight in the first place. And so I think a lot of times we forecast, like, what if this takes place, so I need a solution for it? No, the reality is that solution that is for something that may never happen is added weight that is not worth the weight, that even if it did happen, you'd be okay anyways.
Yeah, very
You'd
good.
be all right. Just keep moving, right? All right, point 3 was this. So we got probably about 80%, 85% up this mountain. Again, I don't know if I told you guys this was an advanced mountain. Mike, so one of the guys that, he was the one that was like, hey, let's go on this hike. Man, I'm telling you, like, this one spot, it was like straight uphill. It was a rock you had to like scale,
right?
Like you could fall off of it. And so once we got to the point, he's like, I ain't going. I'm gonna just sit it out. So have fun. like keep going. Now the difference was this. This is the point. Like, for one, he didn't know that he was that close, or else he would have went. Because I was like, dude, it was only like 15%. We were right there. It was right up. It was right there. He's like, well, dude, if I would have known that, I would have pushed through. And so a lot of times, like, we give up when the resistance and the weight seemed so heavy, and because it was so straight up, you couldn't see what was on the other side of it.
Right.
So he had no vision of really how much further it was. Jeez. So what he was doing was judging how he felt in that moment. Like, I've already kind of given him my all. I'm already exhausted. It seemed like he'd be so much further. And so you kind of forecast your present feeling based off of the length that you believe it could be left, and that causes you just to give up, right?
Really good.
And so I think it's so important, for one, to have somebody that's with you, like, right, that would be important, but also somebody that's with you that's actually gone the way before, because none of us had done it before.
Right.
And now if I go do it again with you, and you're like, bro, and I know you wouldn't want to give up, but if somebody's like, bro, I don't want to, I mean, that's extensive, I'm good, like, I'd be like, bro, it's right there.
Yeah.
It's like you're so close, and I think that's so applicable with so many things in our life. We're so close to getting around that bend and getting the breakthrough, whether that's in our fitness, in our finances, in our marriage, in our business, in every area of our life, that usually when it seems like it's the hardest and the weight is so heavy and we're so discouraged because we haven't seen the progress we hoped for, man, that's when we're so close. But that's why it's important to get a couple good coaches around you that can speak into you, that could say, bro, you've been sober for the past 14 months. Like, just keep going, dude. Like, you're already there. Like, you've already kind of started to turn your life around, and you've taken the step into your business. You've already got the LLC set up. You've already got these things laid. Like, just take the next step. I know that this is hard, but your first client's right around the corner. Yeah. And that validation and evidence, once you get your first client, is going to give you enough strength to continue out there and really build the business that in years later you'll look back and be so grateful for.
Very good. Well, number one, as you're telling the story, I almost picture, like you tell stories of the past, like, dude, it was straight up. Like, this mountain was big. I wonder if we can go back, Ashley, who's on the ones and twos, if it was really straight up. That's my first thought. Like, bro,
well, I'm gonna take
come
you,
on.
Bro.
I believe you. I believe you. So number one, I have faith in you that it was a straight up hard mountain. But you're so right, man.
It was advanced.
The advanced mountain.
I didn't call it advanced.
But you're so right. I think when you're just about to reach the place of significance or success or freedom or breakthrough, it's like that's the place where the pressure is the highest, right? And typically that's the place where most people give up, because in the start everyone's motivated. In the start everyone's legs are fresh. In the start, you got vision for it. In the start it's easy, right? It's like, oh, let's go have some fun. Let's go hike this thing. Let's go start this business. Let's begin the journey of X, Y, or Z. But after you've walked a little bit, man, you start to go, man, this is longer than I expected. This is harder than I expected. I've got some cuts, some bruises along the way. But it's typically at the moments where, like, man, breakthrough's right around the corner, where you face the biggest resistance, whether it's in your, like you said, in your marriage, in your freedom from addiction or bondage. It's like, man, it's just right there. But I think you nailed it when you said get some people around you who have walked that path before, who could say, no, don't give up. Just keep going, keep pushing through, because breakthrough is right around the corner. And man, we all need people like that, because if not, if you're walking that trail by yourself, like you said earlier, like, dude, I wouldn't have done it. Like, I probably would have given up if it was just me, but because there was more people with me who could, and maybe their faith was lacking too, but because we're all there together, going back to our first point, man, there's some positive peer pressure that can push you through the point of pain that can get you to the point of like significance.
Dude, we would have all, like, I was thinking about this, like, I would have gave up for sure if I didn't have somebody next to me.
Yeah.
Just because, like, there were some sketchy spots where you're like, I don't think that's a path. Like, is that the path? Like, it was just, like, it didn't make any sense. Like, you were so unsure because it was like there was bushes everywhere, and like, you know, it's like, do I gotta walk? Did I walk there, or is this the top? Like, there was a couple times where like, I think I've reached the top. Right. And I had another guy, and it was funny how we kind of both did it. And he's like, oh, no, it's over there. And then a couple times he's like, I think this is it. I think we've reached the top. And I was like, no, man. Like, I'm pretty sure we can go there, and then it's over there. And he's like, okay. And then I went up to him, he's like, oh, you're right. But, like, we all kind of came to the conclusion that if it was just us going up this mountain alone, we would have never reached the peak. Yeah. And I think that's the same thing in life. You'll never reach your peak if you're just at it alone. You're better together. You'll go further together. And so really finding some people that that you can connect with. Like, I think about you. Like, I told you this, I think we were at the football game. I was like, man, it's so good that we get to do life together. Yeah. Like, I go further because of you, right? I'm inspired. I'm you know, if I think like, hey, I've already kind of like peaked out here, it's like, no, man, there's more. God's like always got more before
100%.
me. Like, just people that are doing that. And so I think that it's important as you go hike your mountain, right? And that can be in your business.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm thinking about too.
Who's in your business corner that, like, I mean, for me, it was Andrew in the beginning. Yeah. It was like, you know, I'd have a bad day.
You need a running mate.
Yeah. Like, I have a bad day and think, like, I remember being a couple years in thinking, like, dude, I think I've been lucky. Right. For like 3 years. Like, I was top producer for 3 years, and my mind would start playing tricks on me. Like, I'd be like, dude, I've been lucky. People are about to find out that I'm not even good and I suck. And like, I've been lucky for 3 years. Yeah. And then I talked to Andrew. He's like, dude, I had 10 no shows yesterday too, man. But today I wrote 7. Dude, like, it's just my mind. Yeah. My mind's just playing tricks on me. Because the reality is, as you go to next levels, your mind is always going to play tricks on you. Yeah. And so even with your marriage, like, is there some guys, some women, like, that can speak and be your running mate, that can say, hey, I know it's tough right now. I know you got resentment right now, but like, just continue to love, continue to be kind, continue to honor, continue to do these things. I know your fitness is like, man, you're just like really discouraged, but just keep going. You know, the rhythm's going to start. Like, just keep moving. How important that is, because you'll stop if you're just listening to your voice and not the voice of others that have your best interests and are actually hiking that same mountain with you. Yeah.
Or there's the whole illustration, you know, the California Gold Rush, but there's also that picture that you've probably seen on Instagram of the guy digging through like a cave or digging through the side of a mountain. And he's like, one guy stops and he's like, it shows the gap between him and all the gold. It's like 3 feet, right? And then you got the other guy up top who like just kept going and strikes all the gold. I think it's the same in any area of life, man. Just when you feel the resistance the most, man, the gold's right around the corner. But if you're by yourself, man, you can begin to believe the lies that come into your mind that say, just give up, it's not worth it. But if you got some people around you that can pressure you in a positive way to just keep going, man, I think certainly our lives, but so many people who have made a massive impact can testify that it's worth the work, right? It's worth. I think Mariah preached a message ago and said the work is worth it. Like, it hurts, it's painful, but man, it's so worth it. Like, when you got to the top and you're able to look out over the mountains and you're able to see, you know, all the different valleys, and you not only get to see God's amazing creation out there, which is breathtaking in itself, but then you also feel the sense of accomplishment. Like, man, I actually did something, and you weren't out just shooting guns, having a good time. Like, you know, you were working your legs, your heart, like your mind, you bonded with those guys, all that. So like, the work was worth it, even though it might have been scary along the way, or there was points of doubt or fear. It's like, if you just get through it, man, it's worth it.
I love that, man, because it's like, even with that story of like the 3 feet from gold, they never hit any gold. Yeah. Right. And the reality is, like, their expectation would have been like, they hit some gold, so they were discouraged. But they didn't realize that the gold that was hit was so much better than they could ever think, ask, or imagine. Like it led to the California gold rush. Yeah. They never thought in their mind like we're gonna hit the gold rush. Like we're just like let's hit some gold and take care of our family. It was generational, like massive impact. Like created a great movement to California. And I think it's the same thing. Like a lot of times when we're going through it or hiking this mountain, dude, honestly, it was a lot more painful than I thought. Like I couldn't conceive that it was going to be that hard mentally and physically, based off of especially my contrast with the little baby mountain that I hiked prior. So I was like, but it was more painful. But dude, you're right. When we got up there, it was so much more beautiful than you could ever imagine. Yeah. I think this is such a great illustration of like, you know, how we're created and really finding that fulfillment. It's kind of like the hard work with your marriage, you know, like it sucks, dude. Like it's tough. I've had moments over 18 years when we're doing the hard digging and that hard work, and it's painful. Yeah. It's painful to be selfless, and it's painful to like be you know, humble and kind when you the only thing you want to do is like respond in retaliation and satisfaction. And let me say, it's difficult, but when you start learning those disciplines and you get to a place on the other side of it where now the whole dynamic of communication and connection is now shifted, dude, it's so much better than you could ever imagine, having a spouse that you could actually live life with, that you could trust, that you can find, you can confide in, and you can like navigate the different things. I mean, it's such a beautiful thing. Yeah. And I think it's the same thing with business. Like business sucks, man. Like when people like, and I think nowadays that's what messes a lot of, you know, entrepreneurs up, is like it's got such a falsified like expectation, like everybody can be entrepreneurs and everybody's gonna just hit it so easily. And the reality is like, no, it sucks, dude. Like it's terrible. It's not fun for a good period of time. But if you could realize and almost step into when you're feeling the pain, almost forecast your mind into this place of what the payoff will be, and realize that it's better than you could imagine, where you could actually like donate and be generous and like help your family out. And when you could like go create memories across the world, and when you want to, you know, go to work, but you stop and you look at your little, you know, baby girl in the bed and you're like, I'm just going to not go to work for an hour. I'm just going to get in bed and snuggle her. And like when you have the autonomy of that and you can do those things, it's so much better than you could imagine. It's worth it. Very good. But you got to literally in your mind tie your mindset to the payoff, not the pain. Because if your mind's so focused on the pain, you'll never experience the payoff, and you'll stop and be stuck where you're at. Very good.
Talk about the walk down, because you made it to the top. Yeah, you got there. You saw the beautiful view, right? You overcame. But talk about the walk down, because you said something that struck me. And speaking of, you know, not this mountain, but the biggest mountain in the world, Mount Everest. You said most people, and someone told you this stat, most people don't die on the way up; they die on the way down. Yeah. Right. They don't get hurt on the way up, because there's probably a lot of vision and adrenaline and planning and execution, but it's the way down where most people get hurt. Right. So talk about that for a moment. Your guys' way down.
Yeah, once everybody kind of saw me with my new identity, a man of great mountain hiking. Right. They started telling me stories about stuff, and so, Mount Everest. Yeah, they said like 90% of people, the deaths, the mortalities happen on the way down, not the way up. And I was talking to Brad. He's like, dude, he said every injury. Hiking that mountain, he's like, we've had some significant ones. It's on the way down. And I remember going on the way down thinking like, dude, I have to be so focused, way more focused now. Like one wrong step can cause such great devastation. Like, and it was like gravel. Like, I mean, like legitimately, if you step wrong, like you're gonna tumble.
Was there snow out there or no?
No, not snow, but it was like, dude, crazy loose gravel. Like it was, and it was when you're climbing up, it's one thing, but when you're trying to go down and not slide down on your butt the whole time, it's weird.
Because now you're fighting gravity.
You're fighting gravity. And what it made me realize is that like a lot of times in life, I feel like, you know, we get to this ascent, and now we've accomplished something, and maybe we've inspired people, right? We've got influence, right? When you've gone to this high level in your life, that people are like, hey, I want to be led. It goes back to one of these other points, right? You know, walking with somebody that's gone the way before you. You've not positioned yourself where people are going to be attracted. There's going to be a pull, and now every wrong step you can make can be devastating, not just for you, but for everybody else. Very good. And maybe one misstep on the way up, you're okay. Yeah. You might take you a little longer to get there. One bad step on the way down can actually destroy you completely.
Jeez.
And that's what I kind of thought about as we were coming down is like, and it's easier to make the wrong step, and it's more devastating to make that one wrong step on the way down, because now you've arrived. So it's like a mental exhale. And that's when you have to be the most focused, is when you're on the descent. And I think it's the same way in leadership. You know, you go after these different levels in your life, but then you start to like fall into this state of complacency, and complacency will kill you.
Yeah.
Because now you make this wrong step, you compromise, and you know, realize it's devastating to your whole life. Now there's a ripple effect that affects you and so many others. And so there's quite a bit of a responsibility of being able to see that beautiful glimpse and beautiful arena. Is like, okay, now others want to be inspired and equipped.
Yeah.
They want to see it as well. Don't step off on your descent to go grab them. You know, that's kind of my thought on
That's so good. I think, I mean, you're right. When you make it to a certain level, right? Number one, there's more eyes on you.
Yeah.
And so you carry much more influence. Your words matter that much more. And every step you take has the ability not just to affect your life, right? But you can wipe out everyone that's beneath you, that's looking at you. And so I think for every leader out there who aspires to have influence, man, it's not just about you. Like, there's people watching. I think about my boys who, you know, watch all these YouTubers and just all this random stuff. Yeah. I'm like, I hope these people, these young kids of influence, realize the effect that they're having on the next generation. Yeah. And I think it's such a massive responsibility of every leader to go, okay, now that I have and it could be just a couple people. Like, you could just be leading a small team, but it's like, man, everything you say, every move you make, doesn't it just affect you and your family anymore? It now affects so many people that are looking up to you. And I think in my position as a pastor, man, people have seen, you know, so many pastors fall. Right, it's like one of the thoughts in everyone's back of the mind, and I think about that often, man. It's like, hey, I got to be so not scared, but just like
aware.
I have to be so aware of my words, of what I say, and how I act, and how I treat people, and how I respond. Like, just this morning, I was like at the post office and just like picking up my mail. It's like, Pastor Brand, never seen this guy in my life, you know. But it's like just a great reminder that, man, people are watching you, whether you're on a platform or not. People are watching how you live your life. And so, man, don't make the descent devastation. But you could actually hurt a whole lot of people. And so that's not what we want. But
I love that, man.
Anyways, thanks for unpacking that story, bro.
Yeah,
I got a lot out of that.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, the thought is like the climb requires confidence.
Okay, Miley Cyrus, let's go. It's the climb.
It's the climb. You should
it's the climb. Can we just softly start playing that right now?
Well, you've got the spiritual gift of singing. I don't.
I was anointed for one season.
We'll have everybody
singing.
Never hop on a podcast again if I even try to sing. And the bad thing is my wife is the same way, so our kids are pretty much doomed. But I believe like in the ascent, right? Like that's you want confidence. In the descent, you need caution and character,
stability.
You need caution and character.
Very good.
So guys, I hope this served you and served you well. We love you. Hope this provided value to you. If you do believe it provided value to you, maybe it also provide value to somebody else, that a simple share can get this podcast in front of them so they can be equipped and empowered to go after the next mountain in front of them. We love you. Be strong, stay steadfast, and we'll talk to you next week. God bless you guys.